Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back with another live stream recording of Hearthstone. Today is Wednesday, May 2nd, 2 days before May the 4th be with you, which is the big annual sale on Steam for Star Wars games. Tragic Master is already on the chat putting in an emoji of a bell, probably reminding people to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notifications. Oddly, though, the weird thing is, the last stream I did got like 50 views, and the notifications, at least for me, never went out at all. So I'm starting to wonder if notifications really even matter, but they almost certainly do, because people certainly complain about not getting notifications for the people that use it. So here's the deal. Last stream, we were frustrated trying to get 3 tavern, 1 mage victory on the Asian account. We only have 2 things to do today, which is good. So let's look at the Tavern Brawl and then decide if we're going to refresh 3 Tavern Brawl victories, or if maybe this will be a really easy Tavern Brawl. Wow. The winner goes to spoils. More wins means more rewards. 12 wins for a maximum of maximum glory. 0 wins gets you a card pack, so that's kind of nice. This is a Brawliseum. 3 losses out. But does that mean that this is going to be a free entry the first time and then cost money the second time? Brawliseums usually cost money, but since it's your first time, it's on the house. Enjoy. Okay, so it's basically an arena run. Ooh, Hearthstone. Hearthstone, you just didn't load your screen right. There we go. How did you just do that? I have no confidence that I'm going to get 3 victories, so I'm going to trade this because I'm certainly not going to pay money. So 65 damage to enemies and 2 games with the rogue are what we're focusing on. And certainly if we don't get everything done with the Tavern Brawl Arena run, we've got plenty of ranked games to try and play. Also, I've been in a weird position. A lot of non-YouTube stuff has come up, and because of that, I haven't even chosen what I'm going to like play now that I've finished Darksiders 2, which gives me nothing whatsoever to do. I've also been playing off-screen the runs here on my main account, but I still haven't defeated it with Time Tinkerer. And I've been struggling with recovering the footage of the Wild Hunt, Monster Hunt live stream to try and put those up in broken up sections. So I'm not really accomplishing as much, and certainly it's been made easier and easier by YouTube to neglect your YouTube channel and not really do anything. Let's face it, I'm not making any ad revenue on this channel. I got a new subscriber today, that's great, but subscribers aren't pouring in to the point where I think even in a year I have a guaranteed chance of having 1,000 subscribers. Even the people that do make the... I guess we're just going to build a standard deck. This is going to suck. This is going to take forever. I mean, it really is just build the best deck you can build. So, a couple of vanishes, probably. Let's see. Maybe we'll play some Death Rattle cards, but maybe not. Like, I don't think you'd want to use Blade Fury anymore since it was nerfed a long time ago. I'll take these. Do I need more than one head crack? Let's just take one of those. We'll take that. I think I'm mostly gonna focus on combo cards. Let's see. Couple cheat deaths. We'll take this Echo card. Take Shadow Step. We'll take Backstab. We'll take this. Maybe we'll take Betrayal. And then we'll come over here and see what else we want to get. Yeah. So yeah, it's hard to maintain focus and even really care if you're falling behind. In previous instances of me falling behind on my YouTube channel and the content I've created, I felt really bad about it. Now I'm kind of over it. It's like I've crossed that point in my head where it's like, now it's no longer my fault that my channel's not succeeding. It's clearly and obviously YouTube's fault for the most part. I mean, I can't take push off all the blame, but there's clearly things they've done to make it impossible for new YouTube content creators to be monetized, to succeed, to get views. And certainly there is a possibility that at some point in the future that'll change, and then I should be in line. My channel still has upward trajectory, I would say. It's still going in the right direction. I'm not losing subscribers, and I'm not losing views too much, except for every time there's a inconvenient little bug. Let's see, so what do I want to get rid of instead of, let's see, we'll get rid of this one for the owl and this one for the owl. I think I probably do want, let's get rid of these. I think I want this, and I'm really playing here, really trying to have something that probably should have a taunt in the deck. I'm wondering if I can play like Prince Malchezaar or something, or should I put Flappy Bird in here, or is there a card that is the right card to put in? And see, the problem here is with like Hearthstone deck replay, it just doesn't kind of work. Like, that I should, through that app, be able to pick the exact cards that I should be playing based on it knowing my entire collection and it knowing the weight for all of those cards. But each one of these little slightly helper apps, cheater apps, if you feel the need to call them cheater apps, doesn't seem like it really helps. See, and I'd love to have this card, but no, it's not gonna happen. And I don't think we're gonna play with any of these cards. So I think I'm good. Let's see how this goes. Lock it in. Probably this is all we're gonna do all day, is just play the brawls, and hopefully that'll get everything done. I suppose I only really need to get one daily quest done today per account. That would make for a longer Friday, but I don't know if that's really what I want to do. Fridays still have a slight tendency to not be the right time to stream. People seem to be busy, and I don't fully like act surprised because of that. I understand people like to go out on Fridays and party and do things, and they're not usually stuck to a computer screen or a cell phone watching a YouTuber. So we started a little late today. That's just time zone stuff and insomnia stuff, I suppose. Although I can't really blame insomnia. If anything, I've been sleeping pretty well the past week or so. It's not been too bad. It's still probably horribly bad compared to normal people's sleep schedule, but it's not been too bad for my sleep schedule. So if I do this, and then this, and then this, and then we ended the turn. I built a lot of this deck around playing this one combo card. First game we have on Steam is called Keep Watching VR. It came out May the 2nd. It has 8 user reviews already. It looks like it's a VR horror game. Supposedly, I guess the screenshot has this clown. It has dark screenshot syndrome. Definitely, yes, there is a clown that looks very similar to like a copyrighted image of a clown. So maybe a little bit of theft there. Who knows? I mean, so many critics like me, including me, claim asset theft when we really have no proof or no clue. It's suppose a good thing we're not really credible, otherwise you might be charged with liable for it. See, this game is the only game from this developer. It's 10% off for $2.09, which is actually an incredibly cheap amount now that we've learned that most VR games, regardless of how bad they are, most games on VR, regardless of how short or bad they are not less than $5. There's 1 German negative review and 7 positive reviews. Let's see. This. Let's see. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if there really is a target market for playing one of these poor quality horror games, wandering around like a hospital with a clown chasing you. It does have a gun in the trailer, so there is a thought maybe that you would be able to shoot the clown, but you can't kill the clown, because if you did, then the whole game would end. I'll go and hit that. It really is a lot of Twitch bait, I suppose. But it is what it is. I suppose not the worst looking VR game in the world. It looks like it's doing something that we've seen done in non-VR for a long time. Arg. Oh, you want to play that way? Well, then take that. At least that killed one of his characters. Gamma Sutra has an article. In-app purchases now available for Facebook's Instant Games platform. Right in the middle of controversy of people not liking microtransactions and in-app purchases, Facebook has ended it. Now, I suppose that the Instant Games platform might be different than the it might be slightly different than the previous Facebook Games platform. I've kind of got nothing now. So I can just play this. So I need this guy to play 4 if I have even a chance of succeeding. Let's see, was this? Unreal Engine had a live stream and they're announcing, I suppose, if you're interested in development, you could watch it apparently on Twitch. It's the animation blueprint setup and walkthrough part 2, May 3rd, which probably means if I click this link, there must be a Twitch channel that Unreal Engine has, and there's also a YouTube channel. So deal 2 damage to a minion. 2, 4, 6. I've noticed that the game has gotten pretty slow these days as far as just responding. And as I was playing the Monster Hunt with the Time Tinker, there definitely was a list of there was some, when you had the double time card with Time Tinker right now, when I was playing it last night, it wouldn't activate the double time a second time if it hasn't finished the animation the first time. So if I played Arcane Missile, then I played Arcane Missile again, the second Arcane Missile would simply just not it just would not work in the way that you would want. Let's see. Play this. I'll play that. There we go. Yes, so Unreal does have a channel. So I should subscribe to that and just look at the mini animation examples. Just for interesting interest reasons, I suppose. Seriously? He stole my card. Or he recruited a demon. Next game we have on Steam is called Good Boy. It says it's an action-adventure indie simulation. It looks like it's MS Paint graphics, though, so it does not look good. It's the first game for this developer, 10% off for 89 cents. It's got a bunch of Russian on the trailer, so we kind of know this is a fake game, a troll game, whatever you want to call it. So moving on. I've lost. There's like no way this is gonna work. Best I can do is just keep playing cards, I suppose. Next game we have on Steam is called Super Mega Baseball 2. From the people who made Super Mega Baseball Extra Innings and Super Mega Baseball 1 in 2016. And nothing else. The thing about this is this looks like a real game. Sports indie casual simulation. It looks, if I was gonna call it anything, it looks like an adult version of Backyard Baseball, which is a really old. Why do I have to restart Hearthstone? Let's see. Let's see, as we're reloading, Windows has added new things into the notification bar that is a bunch of BS. What's going on? Apparently Hearthstone crashed at the end of that. And apparently battle.net also needs to be closed, and let's try it again. Yeah, Super Mega Baseball 2 looks like the kind of baseball game I would play as somebody who doesn't particularly want to play a sports game. Has an all-time peak of 449. It came out May 1st. It is a legitimate game that is rated E for everyone, and I actually believe it was rated $29.99, or you could buy a bundle that I imagine includes a bunch of looks like some DLC stuff that I'm a little bit unhappy seeing. It has like wild team customization, wicked team customization, bold player customization packs. It seems like it's got a bunch of cosmetic things. Is this game single player? Yes. So it does have that there. Let's continue here. Dedicated servers, multiplayer to play against 1 versus 1 to 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus CPU for friendly games, and then competitive is 1 versus 1 and 2 versus CPU. Looks like there's a real game here. Let's see. There's only 6 negative reviews where there's 56 positive ones. Let's see. Let's see. Here's some people simply are just not happy with the sequel. Some people probably would have never been happy with a baseball game. Like, here's a not recommended. It says it's just really tedious and boring. Trying to remember what the difference keys do is difficult as hell. Now, see, the problem, and I will be putting this in my wish list, but this is definitely a game where I would play it for about an hour and then give it up, just because I'm not a baseball fan. That's all that it comes down to. Is just because I'm not a baseball fan, I'd very possibly only play it for a short time, do maybe a spotlight with it. Love that I owned it. I do feel like any video game player who is going for more of a diversity collection and is planning on having as many games as I have, has probably some kind of slight desire to not be in a scenario where you have no sport games whatsoever. Let's see. So there was a game called Good Boy. There's also a game called Good Doggo that came out May 1st, and it's the only game that this developer's made, although they are selling the DLC to make it premium for $1.99. It is free. And this game, while the graphics are somewhat simplistic, they are an art style. It's a simplistic art style of a dog in which you stack as many dog biscuits, treats, onto the head of the dog, and the stack just is dangerously falling for left and right. So I imagine what this is you click left to put the biscuit on the left, and you click left to right to make it lean on the right. And there are multiple stacks, so on the dog's head. Let's see. So, yeah, for a free game, this is a one-screen game that's actually very good. So I'm going to wishlist this free game. And I recommend people go play Good Doggo. One negative review that's not in my language. Let's see, is there anything here? There's 5 achievements. There's a couple different kinds of dogs you apparently can play as. I can't say anything wrong with this game. It's a very simplistic concept that I feel like a programmer who's new to the industry could make and put on their portfolio. And if I was trying to be a programmer new to the industry, and if I just was in my last year of video game programming college, of which there's a couple around the world, probably more than a couple nowadays, this would be exactly what I would want to do. Now, arguably, you probably wasted your money putting it on Steam for $100, but going through that publishing process and having it available for people to download in a trustworthy form is maybe worth the $100, because if I was to put on my resume, go to this like Dropbox link, and most people aren't going to type in a Dropbox link on a printed resume, although how many game programmers probably hand out printed resumes is probably very low, but a lot less people are going to be willing to actually look at your project. But if you tell somebody to type in Good Doggo on Steam and it's right there, that's certainly a different experience. Now, it's really weird that there were 2 games called Good Dog, but I imagine one of those games simply sold the other game, and the fake game called Good Dog came out to troll / counter advertise against the good game. Moving on, Gametsu has a Brave Neptunia first screenshots article. Brave Neptunia is coming out for the PlayStation 4 on September 27th in Japan. Probably not an article worth mentioning, frankly. More screenshots. Doesn't mean much of anything. Oh man, I'm playing so many. Like, I kind of want to wait till the 10th turn to play this and then play this twice. Next game we have on Steam is called Mage League from Playloft, the publisher developer of a few games. Playloft always sounds like it's a bigger company than it actually is, and the games they do have are rated neutral, mixed at best. So the latest one is called Mage League. It says it's an action indie single-player adventure strategy. And I'm seeing a trailer that's really not showing me what it is. It looks like it's an ability, maybe card-based, top-down, kind of like Diablo, hack and slash with abilities, but the abilities look like cards for some reason, so I assume maybe you can pick up the cards. It has an all-time peak of 2, and it came out April 30th. That does not sound good. It has 30 achievements. Let's see if there's any reviews. No. And why are there no reviews? We want to ask. I'm gonna just do this and end the turn. Like, why is this game not even getting the time of day? Is it because it looks like a generic Chinese crawl dungeon MMO game? Maybe it's because it's 30% off for $4.89, and for what it's showing, it doesn't really look like a $4 game. This has very similar screenshots, which makes, and they're not super appealing looking screenshots. And the trailer video doesn't look incredibly great because when they zoom in on the characters from a perspective, it seems like this game does have loot boxes in it. And because of that, I could see why people wouldn't even want to get started. If you have to get loot boxes to get cards to improve your abilities, to go down while this kind of does look like Diablo, it might just be a lane. So you might start at one end and work your way to the other end in battles. It also, I think, struggles by being only single player with loot boxes. That's not very interesting. Yeah, I can't really recommend this game, Magic League, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. Another failed game. Speaking of failed games, with the new GDPR, General Data Protection Regulations of the European Union, I think we're going to start seeing a lot of games, that the ones that are like Battleborn but a little bit less quality. Gigantic is the one that I heard about recently. Games where things are just how do I say this? A lot of MMOs, a lot of MOBAs, a lot of online games, I think, are going to start dying, and this is probably going to be a major reason why we start to see the end of a generation of games as services and a return to single player experiences. They just kill everything. So if I do this, and then this, and then this. And then there's this. And then the turn. But I guess that is just basic speculation too, that games of services may be coming to an end. I think we are. I think we're going to see a shift in games as we go into the tail end of the it would probably be better described as the second half of the current generation of consoles. I imagine Xbox One X games will start seeing less games as services and more games as more single player experiences, longer experiences like that. And as PlayStation 5 is allegedly starting development, we'll see some more work towards that too. Clearly, Battlefront, though, will be a much larger reason why we stop seeing microtransactions in loot boxes, and thus we stop seeing games as services, because that's all those games ever were delivery devices for microtransactions and loot boxes. Next article we have Gematsu Etrian Odyssey X details hero classes and new NPCs and more. Again, information that probably isn't too useful. I'm not even sure if Etrian Odyssey X has been announced to come to the West. So I'm looking at screenshots of characters that look like I'd say they are the moe style of JRPG anime characters. Moe meaning cute, usually girls. Let's see what I want to do. Just this. Etrian Odyssey X is due for the 3DS in August 2nd in Japan. So yeah, it doesn't look like it's a bad dungeon crawler JRPG type game for the 3DS. Yeah, more evidence that there's probably a decent argument to be made to buy a new 3DS XL when it comes out, when you see one on sale, because even though we may be close to a year, maybe 2 years done with the 3DS, and then everything will be on the Switch, there's such a back catalog now, particularly for somebody like me who hasn't I haven't done anything that would as far as buying 3DS games. So I'm a completely fresh and blank slate there. See, this is the strategy that I was supposed to be doing this whole time. Next game we have on this is a game called Skat Stamatisch, SKATSTAMMTISCH, which is a weird name for a game. It's from a developer who's made about 5 other games that all seem to be based around some basic kinds of games. It's from a publisher who's published a lot more games. Let's see. I'm not ready to quite immediately dismiss this. They do have a trailer video. It's a card game. It's showing your standard cards. So this might just be a card game I've never heard of, or I may have just said some incredibly offensive phrase in some language. It doesn't look like poker. It may be poker, and just some form of poker that I've never seen before. But there's too many cards in your hand. You're playing against 3 other people. There seems to be a decent number of customizations, but all the menus are in a different language. Has an all-time player count of 2. Came out April 30th. I need a description better from the creator as far as what this game. With this game, you can enjoy a match of scat on your PC. SKAT, which, like, whether you're new to the game or already pro, test your mettle against intelligent CPUs in a game. It could be Go Fish for all I know. I don't. German and French playing cards. The languages are English and German. Here at the beginning it says basic knowledge of the scat rules is required for the game. So I can't recommend this game to anybody because I don't literally know this game. And apparently it's a German origin card game, so the only people I could recommend this game to is people who just happen to to know how to play the game already. And anytime you run into a card game, the problem is, why not just play this in Tabletop Simulator? It isn't that hard. So I kind of have to skip this. Inherently, the game is wrong for not teaching you the game, and not making it understandable and learnable from the beginning. No tutorial. Like, you need a tutorial. I will say there's a ton of Mahjong games on Steam and just on mobile phone ports in general that do not ever bother to explain themselves. That is wrong too. There needs to be a tutorial and better explanations. But at the very least, no, I guess there's no difference there. If you make a game based on a pre-existing game, you have to explain the rules still. Every first-person shooter has to go through the same old tutorials. Every platformer has to go through the same things, just to make sure that people know what they're doing. Let's see, so it's this one, so it's this one, and then play that, and then kill that. Next game we have on Steam is called A Walk in the Woods. And it says A Walk in the Woods is a co-op multiplayer game where 4 players that must roam the dangerous forest and search for each other, avoiding terrifying creatures, and unite before the course is complete. It is mostly negative, with 25% of 27 users rating it positive. Came out May 1st. It says it's free-to-play adventure indie. So, and it's from a developer who's made nothing else, and it's free, and it's still being rated negative. Now, I think I can tell you a reason why people are not happy with this game before I scroll down. The reason I suspect is because there is a rather popular game called A Night in the Woods that has pretty much the same premise, as I understand it, and this, in name at least, seems like it is playing right up to that and just trying to confuse and violate trademarks, patents, copyrights type things. Trying to confuse the market, which would be a trademark violation. I don't think copyright comes into it in this instance. However, looking at these screenshots, even though they are suffering from dark screenshot syndrome of just really, really dark things, there's probably some asset flips going on here with some very big-headed children wandering around 3D. Nicely animated. I assume this is an asset flip type thing, but it still looks like it's combined together. Has an all-time peak of 32 players. So now let's scroll down to the negative reviews and see. Like, we're gonna filter out the 7 positive and look at the 20 negative. Like, what I want to do. Not recommended. The first review, the design of the game is really nice. The idea of being lost in the forest and trying to find your friends really gained my interest. Having said that, after playing the game for about 30 minutes, I kind of got over it. Granted, the game was free, I still felt like it was a waste of time. Inherently, there is a good point there. It's like, it is a waste of time trying to find your friends who are lost anywhere. Lost in the woods, lost in a mall. Those aren't fun, interesting experiences. Those are wastes of time. Let's see. We have a not recommended for being laggy, glitchy, and doesn't work. We have a not recommended for where's the audio settings. We got a not recommended. I don't know what to say. It's not exhilarating. Winning is just simple. It's simple. Just run, find other people. That's it. It's literally a quick walk in the woods. The game absolutely bombs. Issues from the start, and it only got worse. So yes, this is an asset flip game, clearly, because if it wasn't an asset flip game, it would be more polished or perform, not laggy for people walking around a small woods. I don't know what you do though. Like, yeah, the thing is, being lost in the woods could be the first 5 to 30 minutes of an experience, but then there needs to be a secondary thing, secondary goal, or some kind of random item that spawns somewhere that you have to pick up, and then in the process of picking it up, somebody gets there's an opportunity to get lost in the woods again. That way you could have the setting of a woods and the concept of being lost in the woods as part of it, but there needs to be more. Just being lost in the woods doesn't make sense. Alright. Well, that took nearly 50 minutes to do this brawl to get 25 gold and a pack, which I suppose is 25 more gold than it would have been to just do a tavern brawl. But then, frankly, to just do a tavern brawl and get a victory does not take 50 minutes usually. Let's see if we get lucky and get any epics or legendaries. No, we get one rare and that's it. Of course, that being said, since this is my Asian account, that may not have been too many extras anyways. Yes, only one extra in total, and everything else was just new cards. But these new cards, particularly for Witchwood expansion, are just not cards I would play. I really don't want to play them in Standard. I really don't want to play them in Wild. And let's see, that's 1, 2, we can mark off. So we may come back and do the rogue victories on the Asian account, but for the moment it makes all the sense in the world to move over to the European account and work our way down that direction. That's going to be it for this recording. Stay tuned if you're watching live. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. When you do subscribe to me, please click the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.